Hello and welcome to Crochet Moments. I'm Helen and this is my place where I like to talk all about my knitting, crochet and general yarny adventures. And I would first like to start off by saying a welcome to the new subscribers. There have been a few just filtering in over the last few weeks, and it's been really nice to see that there are still new people wanting to watch me ramble on about all my whips. Because let's face it, I have a few too many whips and I'll be getting to that later. So first of all, that my new segment that is going to be in almost all of my podcasts going forward, depending on how much she continues to enjoy her knitting, is going to be Katherine's Knitty Moments. So without further ado, I'll pass you on to Katherine.
Hello everyone! Sorry about my scruffy intro. Okay, first up, Mummy has treated me today and bought me a Lego Friends set. I don't know what set it's called, but it's got a new Lego puppy and a new top for Olivia. If you don't know Lego Friends, then I don't know how I can help you. But first I just thought I might want to mention that. And I have an FO! I have finally finished my hat. If I could just... Here's the front. It's beautiful, isn't it? But at the back, the pattern, unfortunately, doesn't line up. And it has a very snug fit. It's just beautiful and very comfy. I'm always tempted to wear it when I sleep to make sure that not much noise gets in my ears from the road outside, because I have my window open for fresh air purposes. And I have a work in progress. I am working on the teddy bear picnic, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to show you the teddy, but if you want to see it, here is the nightmare you've been waiting for.
Oh, he's a little bit blurry. Maybe not so quick. There we go.
His head even turns all the way around if that isn't enough. Oh, and one leg is even fatter than the other, like a teddy bear zombie. So after that, I'll be making the ears and the arms, and after that, the food. Food looks very nice. I can eat it if it was real. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much all of my knitting moments shown. So I'll be over here clicking in the corner playing Sims. Bye!
Yes, we've ventured into the Jean Greenhow books now. I had a couple and a few from my mum's collection. This is actually one of my mum's. So there are 20 patterns in this booklet and she wants to work through the whole book. So the next thing when she finishes Teddy Bear's Picnic, which depending on how much time she spends knitting this weekend, she could get finished this weekend. But the next pattern that she'll be doing is some little snowballs.
And they're really cute.
And they're really cute. I really, really like the Jean Greenhow knitted toys patterns. They're really lovely. Yes, for a first attempt at a toy, and bearing in mind Mummy's sewing of toys is the best, as we all know. So I've done my best with what I've had to work with, and he's not so bad. I think eventually, with a little bit more practice, she'll get there. She'll get there. She's doing really, really well. So let's get your bits and pieces out of the way, especially the Lego. I fall over Lego everywhere. If you have children who like Lego, you know my pain. When you're first thing in the morning, you're not fully awake and you walk into the lounge and you find a Lego piece that's been missed during the tidy up. So on to my projects. I have a finished object. Yay! And I've been really good. I didn't start something new straight away. I'm trying to get my whip list down. I started my podcast with about 4 or 5 whips, and that's grown, and I was on close to 10 whips, and I was starting to feel uncomfortable about the amount of whips that I've had. So I want to get a few finished items first before I start adding to the pile of projects again. And here is my finished object. It's not fully finished because I am missing buttons for the back. It's an envelope close. I thought I had some buttons in the right colour, and I do. They were just a little bit too small for the holes. If I'd realised they were a little bit too small for the holes, I might have made the holes a little bit smaller. But never mind. Anyway, here it is, the Dragonfly cushion. This is a pattern from one of my Crochet Now magazines, and it is designed by Katherine Venner. I'll have to have a look. I can't remember which issue this was in, and I can't remember if I found a link for downloading it if you wanted to do this. But yes, I just wish that my pillow pads were a little bit puffier, because it could do with a slightly puffier look to it. It looks a bit flat, but I'm just really pleased it's done, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. This is all I had to done in the Aldi DK yarn, which we all know I'm a fan of, and so yeah, I did notice as I was finishing off, I carried my yarn on the front there instead of on the wrong side. But other than that, that's not a bad effort for tapestry crochet for me. So yeah, finished object. And then it's on to whips. So I'll start with the whip that I'm working on today. So as we all, actually, if you're a regular viewer of my podcast, you will know that every morning I use a decision wheel to decide on what whip I'm working on that day. So today's project is my Seashells shawl.
Seashells.
I get that wrong every time. So this is the pattern. It's designed by Kate Hoppell, and I'm really liking this. So I'll find the band, the yarn band. So I am making this with my Orchidine yarns yarn that I got for Christmas. Was this? Yes, this is Christmas yarn. And so Simon got the girls to have a look on the website, one of the websites that I've given him as places I like to buy yarn from, and they chose this, which is an Angelo 4-ply. Here it is in the ball. Oops, let's bring that a bit closer. Angelo 4-ply, and the colour is Never Going Back Again. I love the colour here, absolutely love the colour. It is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere, and it's the softest. It's so soft. And here is my effort so far. Let's try and spread it out on the needle a little bit so we can see. I've just started the set of the lace for the seashells. I have messed it up a little bit, so I've had to go to using stitch markers to mark my repeats. I lost track of a repeat somewhere early on. Luckily, it's just the eyelets, so I don't know if that's going to make masses of difference to the look of it. I hope not, but I'm really loving working with this yarn. It is so soft. I'm knitting it on my Knit Pro Zings. These are 4mm, which is the called for size for the pattern. These are my interchangeables. I'm using a 1 meter, the cord that makes it a 1 meter circular needle. And I am almost at the section that will be doing the seashell bit. These long dropped yarn overs here. I'm scared. I think going forward, when I pick a pattern that looks a little bit complicated, I should knit a swatch up first, or crochet a swatch if it's a crochet pattern. Although I find crochet is easier to pull back if you make a mistake. For something like this, I would struggle. I've never been good at frogging and picking up stitches with knit. Never been very good at it. I can take a few stitches back if I notice I've gone wrong somewhere. I can take that back a little bit, but I can't take rows out. And I've spent a very long time getting to this stage, and I just want to finish. I just love the colour. I just love the whole beautiful loveliness of it, and I'm really looking forward to using it. So that is that whip, and I'm going to show this pretty much every episode because I love it so much. This is living in my bag that I was gifted from Soffity, all the way from Australia. And we've got an echidna and a platypus, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I can't stop looking at it. It's pride of place on my pile of whips, just so I can look at the back. And Katherine is continuing to try and edge her way into pinching it, but I'm not going to let that happen. It's mine. So let's get on to my next whip, and this, I haven't actually got a lot done on this. The day this one came up on my wheel, it was incredibly hot, and I found I couldn't crochet much at all or knit much that day. So it is my boho blanket for my blanket along. Most of you will be aware that I am hosting a blanket along, which will run to started on the 1st of May, so we are into our 2nd month, and it will finish on the last day of August, and that is when I will choose 2 winners from the Instagram hashtag, which is Crochet Moments BAL. So Crochet Moments BAL. I'll pop it on somewhere around me on the screen. And I am loving the whips that are starting to show up there. We've got a few blankets popping in, and yeah, so if you're working on a blanket, it doesn't have to be a new start, and if you can double dip. If you are doing a blanket for another make along, by all means add the hashtag. I'm happy for you to add whips in, blankets from any other make alongs you're doing. If you've got a long time whip that you could need a little bit of encouragement to work on, then go ahead, pick it up, get on with it, and don't forget to share those progress pictures to be in with a chance of winning. It'll be a cake of yarn and a pattern book, and there'll be a few other goodies involved as well. Anyway, my boho blanket, designed by Lucia Dunn. She is a Starcraft blogger, and she designed this really lovely blanket. And this whole idea was started by a subscriber who is called Angela. Hello. Who we've been exchanging messages and emails, and she mentioned how this was something she wanted to do, and she's finished it. It's over there in the hashtag. Go and have a look at it. She's done a fantastic job, and I didn't need to help her all that much. Angela, you did a fantastic job. What can I say? And I hope I get mine finished by the end of the bell, because it'd be a bit embarrassing if I don't. But it doesn't matter. I'm happy. I will be including all pictures, so progress pictures, finished object pictures, whatever you post in there with the hashtag, as long as it's a blanket, then I will include you in the draw to win. So anyway, that's enough about my bell. Let's show you my progress. I think I got about 5 rows done. So yes, it's not grown all that much, but I am really enjoying it. I'm working in the ends a little bit more. I did put a few more ends, weave a few more ends in, just to reduce how much I'm going to have to do at the end. But I'm really loving it. This is being done out of a mixture of yarns. So I've got some, so these are, I've got some Aldi yarn. I've got some of the Deramores yarn in here, I think. Most of it's Aldi. I forget what all of the brands are. A couple of it. So this one here, the pink, is just a really, really, really old ball of yarn that I had in my stash that was close to this colour. It had no ball band, so I couldn't tell you what the brand was. But anyway, so that's my boho blanket, which I'm loving so much. Put that away, and I am using a 4mm hook, just one of my standard cheapies. It's a bit battered, it's getting a bit tired now. So that's that whip, and let's go for this whip in here, which is in my No Way Crochet tote from Aldi, and in here is my Starbright sweater, which I'm getting closer. We're on the sleeves. So here it is. It is designed by Fran Morgan. I am not using the lame yarn, so it has so it recommends the Rico Design Creative Lame 4-ply yarn for the contrast colour. I have just been using a DK with a smaller hook for that, and let's show you how far I've got. Getting in a bit of a tangle, so here it is. So I've got the upper part of the yoke finished, and I've got the neckline rib finished, the bottom rib is finished, and I've started the first sleeve. I'm not following the stitch pattern for the sleeve because I want it to grow a bit faster. This is for Katherine, so while the sleeve pattern does say to go for 40 centimetres before the cuff, I will probably take about 5 centimetres off that, because I've measured her arms and she doesn't need a 40 centimetre sleeve. But I might not be enjoying working on it as much as I did when it was all this lovely stuff here at the top. But I'm loving how it looks. I absolutely love it, and it fits Katherine like a dream. I've been trying it on her on a regular basis and it's absolutely beautiful on her, and it really suits her. So yarn, I am using Aldi DK for the grey. I know it is all caked up, and it's just 100% acrylic. It's the usual 300 meters for a 100 gram ball. So there's the ball band, and I am using, the yellow is some leftover colour crafter that I had left over from my blanket hooks. So I am using, there's one, there's the other one, which has got tangled up in one of my spare balls of yarn. So for all of the ribbing and the stars, I used my one of my Crochet Society 3.25 hooks, and for the main part of it, I'm using my Pusheen 3.5mm hook, which I got from my Crochet Now magazine. So I like it when we get free hooks, especially these kinds of hooks. These are the ones I find more comfortable to work with. And for free hooks, they're surprisingly good quality. So, yeah. I do enjoy a nice hook. Although at some point I'm definitely going to have a try with the Clover and Moors, because I do have one Clover and Moor hook and I love it. So my next whip is in my Amelia X Joy bag that I got from Simon for Christmas, and it's got lots of cats and yarn. So combining two of my favourite things. I love cats and I love yarn. So in here I have my summer corked tank, which I am making for Katherine. So here it is. Starting to look a little bit battered, this pattern. I'm getting quite close to a point where I can say it's nearly done. Okay, so the yarn I am using is the very beautiful Cuddlebums hand dyed yarn, and this is colourway Mint Rainbow. It's 400 meters for 100 gram skein, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina sock. So it's a fingering weight yarn, and I think you can just about see the sparkles there. It's so pretty, and I love the pops of colour that I'm getting in this. So it looks absolutely bonkers rolled up in a ball. Oh, absolutely bonkers in a ball. So they're quite short sort of gaps between colours, as you can see. So it's sort of, we get the mint green, and then we've got this much in plain mint green, and then we get about this much in like a rainbow. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But anyway, let's try and get it a little bit untangled so I can show it in all of its loveliness. So I'm just working up the body before I divide it for the front and the back, and I just love how the colours, even though there's not enough to create a stripe. I love how they're working together to almost create these rainbow stripes. It's looking really, really nice. And I am enjoying this one. The lace was a very simple lace, but I still needed to use the stitch markers because I'm terrible with remembering the repeats on them. And now I'm on just a straight knit row, I can get a couple of inches done in an hour. So I think maybe the next time this comes up on my whip wheel, depending on how much time that day I get to sit and do any of my craft, because some days I just don't get much more than half an hour to sit and do something. But yeah, so hopefully next time you see this, we'll be closer to finished than this. Oh, this is a pattern by Dragon Hoard Yarns. Trysten Molina? Am I remembering that right? Yes? No, Trysten Molina. Did I say Tristina? I can't remember. Trysten Molina and Dragon Hoard Designs. It is a paid for pattern, but it's a lovely pattern. And I did notice the other day, I think she does a child size of this. I am doing the small adult size for Katherine. I might buy the child sized pattern and make some matching one, or one in a different colour for Emily. But we shall see. I'm not sure if I'll do that one in hand dyed yarn because, well, A, Emily is still at an age where she grows at a rate of knots, and B, she is also still at an age where she gets her clothes absolutely filthy, and I don't want to be worrying about constantly washing delicate hand dyed yarns. So she might get it in an acrylic for fingering weight yarn, or a cotton. We shall see. I might try a cotton actually. I might see what cottons are out there. There must be some really pretty for fingering weight cottons. Okay, so now on to my next whip. I told you I have lots of whips, and I realised the other day that I haven't worked on my socks in a month. It hasn't come up on my wheel for a whole month, and I'm starting to miss it a little bit, so I hope it doesn't take too long to spin up again and get there. Otherwise Simon won't ever get those socks I'm making here. So this is my Get Connected cushion, and oh crikey, got my hook caught in the stitches there, and I'm very, very close to finishing the front of this, and then I need to work out what I'm doing with the back. So this is done in the River Washed, the Shapers River Washed yarn. These are the main colours that I'm working with. So I have got the Nile and Danube colours, and the makeup of this yarn is, so it's a 50-gram ball, 130 metres per ball, a 78% cotton, 22% acrylic. This actually might be a nice mix for a top for Emily. Maybe next time I need to buy some Sheepies yarn. I'm trying to support my local yarn shop, mainly because I am doing knitting lessons there and I get a discount now, but I want her to survive. She's got a fantastic little shop. She's Jenny Bees. She does fantastic. The lady that works there, Molly, she's very helpful. She's very good at her job, and it would just be sad to lose such a fantastic little local yarn shop. She does stock mainly James C. Brett yarn. That's their main supplier. So I don't. If I want to use some of these brands, I'm going to have to use online. I don't have anywhere local I can go for this stuff. but going forward I am going to try and buy a large majority of my yarns from her, where I'm not getting them on extra special offer of their brands that I want to use. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. We all know I'm good at that. The Get Connected cushion. This is designed by Martin Up North. It's a free pattern on his blog, or you can download an ad-free pattern, PDF version of the pattern. I have been working off the free pattern, and I'm nearly there. Ooh, I love it so much. This is absolutely beautiful. So let's hold it this way. So there it is. So that's what it's going to look like. And as you can see, I've just got this little corner left to do. And because the rows are getting smaller, it doesn't take so long to do. And I'm so close. Not to worry about all these ends. These are going to be in an enclosed border. So I just need to notch them so that to reduce the chances of them coming out. But I'm just loving this. And the yarn is so nice to work with. It's not the cheapest of yarns, but it's not very expensive either. It's not a budget yarn. And this is the colour I'm using for the border. So this is a stone washed Moonstone. I just need to decide, and maybe some help from you guys, what to do with the back. Now, I don't want to do another side of mosaic crochet. As much as I have enjoyed this, it has taken forever and ever and ever and ever. And I'm thinking, I don't know whether or not to do stripes or try for a full colour or just colour blocks. I'm not sure. So I have 3 left of the Nile colour, and I've got this much left, so I might potentially need to break into one of these to finish the mosaic side off. And I have 2 full of these, and I'm about a third of the way through this one. Now, I don't think that I have enough to do a one colour back. I don't know what to do. Do I stripe it? Do I maybe do half and half? The back is worked corner to corner like the front is, just in double crochets, single crochets if you use US terms. So that's going to be an issue for me. I'm going to get bored. So I don't know, what can I do? I want to try and think of a way that to use the colours that I have and stick to the corner to corner so that it will match kind of the front, but keep myself interested. I mean, the double crochets, they're not going to take long to do because it's mindless crochet, isn't it? You haven't got to think about what you're doing other than remembering to increase where you're increasing and decrease when you're decreasing. But it's just, I don't know. Well, we all know that Helen doesn't like to do just straightforward, boring things without a little element of a challenge, because I'm mad like that. I don't like things being too easy, which is silly really. You'd think a nice easy project and get it over and done with nice and quickly. But I am really liking this, and I'm looking forward to being able to have it on my sofa just like my Dragonfly, and keeping my eye out for any other possible crochet or knit cushion covers. So let's pop all of this back. I am using my Crochet Society 4.5mm hook, and I absolutely love this one. I love the colours, and they kind of match. Matching hook to the yarn. Pop all of that in there. So that's actually had quite a bit of time spent on it. It's come up on my wheel quite a bit recently, so that's been nice to make some progress on. So my last whip, it's my last whip. This is going to be one of my shorter videos. My last whip is my amigurumi. So amigurumi was spun, and I, let's remind you all, have challenged myself to make all of the Zumigurumi animals from all of the Zumigurumi books, and they will be given as gifts to my children, any children of people that I know, or friends and colleagues. So the last one was Wasabi Bunny, who is so far...
Sorry, the bunny.
I call him Wasabi Bunny. So it's, so there's Wasabi, and he is living at my friend's house now. So now I am doing Bernard the Fox, and he's coming along nicely. I almost finished him. I did almost finish him, but I was getting a little bit tired, and I didn't want to risk messing up all my good work by losing concentration. So I am using some Stylecraft Special in copper that I had in my stash. Can't remember what project this is from, but I've got most of a ball, so I thought that's a perfect colour for a fox. And here he is so far. There's his tail and his face. Now, he's actually not looking too bad so far. I am loving how he's looking, and I got one leg, so I've got 3 legs left to do. So that's how close I was to finishing the other night, before I got a little bit tired and thought, oh, I'm losing concentration, I need to stop working on stuff. And he's looking quite good. He's certainly sticking to the shape that is in the book, and these patterns are really well written, and the publisher does have other amigurumi books out there, so I am going to be looking out for them. So this is Meteor Books, so I will be looking out for some more of their amigurumi books to work from as well, because they all look fantastic. I've got my eye on the fantasy ones, the dragons and unicorn ones, because my girls love that sort of stuff. So why not go for things? But at the moment we're going to stick to the Zumigurumi books. Amigurumi is actually not that big a project, unless you're doing like really giant toys. They don't take long to make. Most of the smaller projects I can get done in a couple of hours. So I think that fox is not long. I would say about an hour and a half's worth of work. So yeah, on a day where I have a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours total to spend across the day in dribs and drabs to work on something, I could get an amigurumi done in that time. Sometimes after the girls have gone to bed and I'm not too tired, I can sit for a couple of hours and knit or crochet solidly for that time. So we shall have to wait and see. it'll definitely be finished the next time it gets spun up anyway. And that's my whips. Woo! Yay! Now for my incoming, and I only have one bit of incoming, and that is my mini skeins. I can't remember where I put the stitch marker that came with my mini skeins. It was a really pretty one as well, but I don't know where it's gone. So I get my oh crikey, I've got a hair sticking in my glasses. I get my mini skein subscription every month. I get 3 20-gram mini skeins from Dinah's Home of Crafts. She does have a website. Now, last episode I forgot to link everything below, and I can't, unfortunately. Actually, did I show this last time? I can't remember. Did I show it last time? No, I didn't. I think it's because it came over the weekend after I filmed. I think that's why I'm wondering if I showed it last time. So anyway, my mini skeins, I get the 3. You can choose from just the 1 skein a month to 3, all 5 for a full 100 grams worth of mini skeins. I get the 3, which, considering I haven't used any yet, I think is plenty. I have occasionally toyed with the idea of getting the full set because the colours are beautiful. She's such a talented dyer, and she did have a pattern featured in the Last Knit Now magazine, for which she does sell the kits on her website. I don't know, the magazine is in that direction somewhere, but I daren't try looking for it for fear of causing an avalanche of stuff. Anyway, so inspiration for this month's mini skeins was a walk in the park. So she went for a walk in the park, and these are the colours that she came up with. Well, 3 of the colours she came up with, and this needs to be a 100 gram skein all by itself. This is absolutely stunning. I would buy a sweater's quantity of this stuff, or a cardigan's quantity of this stuff, because I love it. I would happily sit and knit something out of this, or crochet something out of this all day long. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this colour, and it's just, and so every time I look at it I notice a new colour, so I'm not sure how it will show through, but we've got greens, we've got pinks, we've got brown, it's just speckled with lots of loveliness. I'm just going to stroke it. This is going to be one that comes out of the bag on a regular basis, where I just want to stroke it. And the same with the green, there's all sorts of speckles there. And it's really, really nice. So that is the knitting content, and I thought I might, because I'm not overwhelmed with lots of things today, so I thought I might just share with you a little bit about what I'm reading. I am a bit of a bookworm. I do go to bed and read longer than I should, and wake up in the morning tired because I read later than I should. And I am rereading my Ken Follett Pillars of the Earth books. I recently bought he's recently released the prequel to this. So I read the prequel, and then I thought, I need to read the others now, reread the others, because I've already read the 3 main books of the trilogy, and he's now brought a prequel out, so it's a quadrilogy. I don't know if I'm even speaking English anymore. But it basically follows the fortunes of a town called Kingsbridge, And the prequel, which I forget what it was called. It's upstairs on Simon's bookshelf, waiting to be read anyway. And that was the origin story of Kingsbridge, and I really enjoyed it. They're hefty books. This is just over 1,000 pages, and as you can see, I'm almost done. I think this will get done this weekend. Depending on how tired I am when I go to bed, this will get done this weekend. And so this is the original first book, and it's just the starting of the building of the cathedral that is in the town, and it follows the life of several different characters and how they intermingle with each other. And I'm a big fan of Ken Follett in general. He does write a lot of wartime and sort of the post-war period thrillers and things like that, which I enjoy too. So I'm very eclectic with my reading style. The only thing that I don't tend to enjoy reading as much are the slushy romances. I do like a story I can get my teeth into. But this is followed on with World Without End, and then it was Columns of Fire. So I will eagerly await to see if he adds to this series of books. I really enjoy them. If you are a reader and you enjoy stories based in a historical setting, it has true historical facts in the background. So we've got the civil war between Stephen and is it Maud? I'm wanting to say Maud. There's sort of dynastic struggles. All of that is there in the background, supporting the story and the ebb and flow of this Kingsbridge town, and the prior of a monastery who just tries to do his best. And well, we all know what that feels like, don't we? We try to do our best and it doesn't always work out for the best, and that's pretty much where the story goes. And it follows different generations, so it's not just following the generations of people all the way through the 3 books of the main trilogy. We do see in the next one, we see the next generation, and then the one after that I think is a couple of generations on. I can't remember. It's been so long since I read that I believe it was the last one is set in sort of Reformation era. So I'll keep you up to date on that as I go. I had better get going because it is getting down. It's saying I've got 3.5 minutes left until it's going to cut me off. So I would really...
about 3 minutes and seconds left.
Yes, I would really, before I got interrupted by Katherine, I would really appreciate it if you could like this video and maybe leave a comment. That does help.
Don't forget to subscribe if you're new.
It does help the channel. Subscribe, obviously. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. I've got 17 people left to subscribe till I get to my first 100, and then I will be doing a giveaway which will probably coincide with my podiversary, which is coming up in a few weeks, a couple of episodes time as well, so keep an eye out for that. And so that's pretty much all I've got to say today. Hopefully I'll have at least another one finished object by the time I see you next, and also I'll hopefully get to show you some progress on socks. So I shall see you again in a couple of weeks, and as always, if you want to touch base with me and say hello, please feel free to email me or direct message me on Instagram. I'm more than happy to make lots of new friends. So I wish you well. stay safe and happy crafting. Bye.